Hey guys, my name is Nathan. Welcome back to Movie Geek channel with another video on the channel. And if you're new, please subscribe if you want to. If you like, doesn't matter. I don't care. But I'm here to do a movie review. One of my favorite film from a filmmaker that I have not yet seen all of his films as of yet. That is Alfred Hitchcock, an excellent filmmaker that I have not seen most of his filmography. The main reason I decided to do a review is for a dedication to Alfred Hitchcock, celebrating for the month of August all about Alfred Hitchcock, just because why the heck not? And all thanks to Nathan Hale Movies channel, link below. He decided to do a special occasion to celebrate Alfred Hitchcock, to celebrate his works and his greatness as a director, as a filmmaker that he is. And I decided to do a review of one of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock films. A film that I most rewatched the most out of all the Alfred Hitchcock movies that I've seen thus far, such as North by Northwest, Vertigo, The Birds, Rear Window, and of course Psycho. But the film I'm going to talk about is Rear Window, one of my most favorite Alfred Hitchcock films of all time, and one of the most rewatchable. Every time I rewatch this movie, I find something really new to it, and that's really exciting. Rear Window is about a man who is stuck at home in the apartment while he had a massive injury on his leg, stuck at home doing nothing, but something goes wrong in the apartment complex where he seemed to know a discovery of a murderer that takes place in one location, and the whole murder mystery ensues. And that's the whole synopsis of the movie. It's very simple but yet big and exciting, and that's what makes this movie really executed really well. Is that it's a one location film. It takes place in one location and nothing else, and that's what I love about this movie. It's the sense of suspense throughout the whole movie. Hence, that this movie was made by master suspense Alfred Hitchcock. But one thing that's so brilliant in this movie is the main character played by the ever awesome James Stewart. And without him, this film wouldn't be the same. If you have James Stewart in Rear Window, you have a sense of that you were actually rooting for him, that you actually cared about this character. He's been seeing a self-discovery. Every scene in this movie is felt needed because we're following the perspective of a main character that played by James Stewart. All because we're in his apartment the whole entire movie, and how we are following him in the eye of the James Stewart character, and how we're following the murder mystery goes along. And that's what makes this movie very entertaining and edge of your seat the entire time. And the whole runtime throughout the whole movie, it never felt dull, never felt boring at place. If you were there, you were glued in the screen the entire time. What the murder mystery goes on, and what's gonna happen next, and next after that, and how it resolved to one character with his eye of what he is seeing. The murder mystery goes on, and how he has been witnessing from his eyes and through the audiences as myself, and how we're following and figuring out the whole missing puzzle and come together. And that's what makes this movie very brilliant is because Alfred Hitchcock understands the story and how he builds up the suspense throughout the whole entire movie. How we're seeing from James Stewart character perspective, by that as an audience we can believe that there's a murder going on, and how we can understand the audience that the story is entertaining, thrilling, and so much fun to watch. And it's one of the best murder mystery films out there, in my whole opinion. Possibly my favorite murder mystery film in that genre as a whole. And Alfred Hitchcock, the way he used his techniques on this film is just brilliant. The craft in this movie is just brilliant, and makes you that you are glued from the beginning to end, and you have this sense of relief in the end, like, that was a journey. That was a journey that I took on from his perspective in the movie, and how great the murder mystery is. And it's a perfect balance between comedy and intensity throughout the movie. That there's perfect balance between the two. And Rear Window is my favorite Alfred Hitchcock film because of that. Because of the murder mystery aspect of the movie that makes it so much fun, but at the same time intense and intense and intense throughout the whole film. And the whole thing about the acting of James Stewart is just electrifying. You're there with him. You're there with him to the murder mystery, trying to figure out the whole mystery going on. And on top of that, the surrounding of supporters, the character supporters in this movie, supporting James Stewart's decisions. It's all around great stuff. It's rich. It's exciting. It's intense. It's just a setup after setup after setup. What comes next in the third act, the finale, the reveal basically. And after Hitchcock's direction in this movie, you can tell he cared about this story, that he beautifully crafted in this story that is safe take place in one location in this apartment kind of surrounding basically an apartment complex building that James Stewart is surrounded by this strangers individuals who have this unique personality. Is one of them, and just they seem to be normal human beings, but there's one that is very suspicious, and just it's a great execution to a story that is a very small story, but yet when you see the film, it's kind of big and grand and exciting. And also, what great thing about this movie is like it's fast paced. It's you get to the point that there's no wasting time in this movie. You just get to the point to the story, and that's where you go from there. You introduce the main character, and there we establish the main character, who he is, what happened to him, why he's stuck in the apartment, all just him, and the self-discovery of what comes next to him. And Alfred Hitchcock has really done really well with his setting up the characters, establishing the characters. And I think Rear Window for me is a perfect movie. In my opinion, is that it's rewatchable. It is most definitely rewatchable. Every time I rewatch this movie, I get something really new by filmmaking. How the camera set up, how the camera moves, how the direction takes place, how the actor portrayed the character, what he's doing or what she's doing, and how that it takes place in one location, how it made it, a thrilling ride. Not a single moment that's very dull. That even though it takes place in one location, it might feel dragged, but does not feel anything dragged. There's no moment that is felt out of place. It felt right in the moment every time the scene is, even though it takes place in one location in his apartment. And it gives you an exciting suspense that you're with them. You're with them finding out the mystery, putting all the clues together. And Rear Window is a amazing film. When I remember watching this movie, I was like, oh, one location, how are you gonna do this in the murder mystery in one location? And I was wrong, and I love this movie so much that I watched multiple times and own it on Blu-ray. And by the way, the Blu-ray looks fantastic, by the way, just saying that. The music, the direction, the acting, the suspense, the third act, the climax is very exciting, edge of your seat, and all in all, it's a fun movie. And I really love this movie, and I highly recommend you have not watched it. And I will say, this film is Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, in my opinion. Yes, because Psycho is Alfred Hitchcock really well-known film, but Rear Window is what at his best, in my opinion. It comes with filmmaking, the direction, the cinematography, the music, everything about this movie felt perfect. And by watching this movie for 1,000th time, it still holds up to this day. It feels like a movie that could be made today. And that's why I give this movie a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece, in my opinion. One of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock films of all time. And even though I have not seen all of his filmography as of yet, but Rear Window is most definitely my number one favorite Alfred Hitchcock film, and I highly recommend if you have not seen Rear Window. Um, yeah, check it out. It's amazing film, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this video on this review. And if you have seen this movie, comment below what you think of this movie, and yeah, check out Nathan Hale's Movies channel. Link below. Great content. He's doing the Alfred Hitchcock month for the month of August. And yeah, the next video I'm probably gonna do a movie night vlog for foreign correspondent and Toya's. It'll be my first time watch. I'm doing a double bill on that, so it's gonna be a fun time. And yeah, have a great day and see ya.